If Lori is still hanging out in chat, I would like to point out that I just had to manually type bunny 6 times into our tracker, and it made me very happy. Oh, hey, look, we have some gameplay, maybe.
We have gameplay, maybe. Well, I'm excited about that prospect. Oh, we might have a game.
I'll admit I had never seen that like split retro modern like vibe.
Yeah, it's a real fun little Easter egg that that Lizard Cube put in.
Because at first I was like, why are we only getting part of the game screen? And then you moved, and I was like, oh, never mind.
All right, so I think that we are good to go. I'm going to wait for confirmation.
Hello, thank you everyone very much for your patience. We to go.
Well, that sounds like confirmation to me. All right, so once more, I will remind everyone, epilepsy warning, this game is a remake of a game from the 80s, which means that there's going to be full screen flashing. I'm sorry, there's nothing that I can do about it. I will be staying mostly in modern mode, with a couple of exceptions for some cutscene skips, which removes the worst of it, but there's still full screen flashes. I'm sorry if you're epileptic. I love you, but this is probably a speedrun that you're going to want to not look at after I beat bosses and for like the last third of the run. Other than that, this is a manipulated run. I've come up with the RNG manipulation route. It's either going to go really well or it's going to go really funny. Either way, hopefully everybody enjoys. So once more, let's play a video game.
And it's working. We don't have to do play-by-play.
Hooray! Although I will point out to my fantastic restreamer that I am hearing some feedback through the mic. Oh, and that is fixed. Perfect.
So we do have a pretty interesting question here from chat. It says, is this the one where it's literally running the classic engine and they just replace the rendering step?
That is correct. This is a really, really cool hyper-specialized emulator. Oh, that's bad. Alright. Good news. I didn't count us down, so that didn't count. And we're gonna start over one last time, for real. Happy 4 a.m. everyone. This is gonna be a good run.
I was so excited to get it started, I didn't even think about the timer, to be honest with you.
Yeah, same. And the moment that I realized that things were going wrong, I didn't hit a button, and then I got punched in the face. So...
third time's the charm, right?
That's right. Okay. 3, 2, 1. For real this time, let's go. So here's all the lore. Now you all know as much as anybody else knows. But yes, to talk a little bit more about the way that this game works. This is indeed a hyper-specialized emulator. A fair bit was changed in the ROM, specifically to make this game run at 60 frames per second, which is going to matter later on, and also at widescreen. So a lot of the enemy placements are different.
Chat pointing out that we can just blame the restarts on the RNG manipulation, so I'm gonna go with that.
Fair. And it's funny that they would do that, because my RNG manipulation is definitely off. But that's fine. We're gonna make the most of this. We're gonna have fun. So, the big thing right now we go. The big thing right now is I really, really need to end up with 15 gold.
Shoutouts to the incredibly cute artwork when you're like crouching / ducking.
Oh, absolutely. It's real good. So yeah, I'm a dragon now. Technically as lizard, but I can breathe fire and I can bathe in lava, so I'm a dragon. So game over. Good ending. I hope you all enjoyed this.
But wait, there's more.
All right, so we are off of the manipulation. I might be able to get everything back to where I want it to be. If not, there's a 20-second backup strat that I can use. So, not all is lost. Nope. So the nice thing about marathon runs is that you kind of have some backup strats, you know, sort of in your pocket, because you know that nothing ever goes exactly according to plan, especially once at some point they get really cross with you if you continue trying to reset the run.
Yeah, I think if we had asked to reset it any more times, there might have been a just a small shriek from the tech team.
It might have been really funny, though.
And no doubt it would have been funny, absolutely.
Yeah, actually, Mulligan on specifically for comedy. Can I reset now?
I think I heard it. I think I heard the shriek.
Oh yeah, I heard it all the way over here. Alright, good news, friends. We actually get to do a speedrun. Let's go. Alright, so a little bit of the lore of this game I think would be pretty good. So, you wouldn't know this from playing the game, but if you read the instruction booklet, you will find out that this game is the direct sequel to Wonder Boy 2, which is Wonder Boy in Monsterland. And in fact, you start at the final castle in Wonder Boy 2, which is pretty nifty if you're a fan of the series. But it turns out that unlike the end of Wonder Boy 2, you didn't save everyone, you just got cursed and turned into a lizard that breathes fire and bathes in lava. I swear there's another word for that.
I don't know.
I don't know, it's escaping me.
So what you're saying is they retconned the ending of 2.
They did.
Salamander. That's what it was. Thank you, chat.
Salamander. That's right. Thank you. But you found out that there is a vampire dragon who's been terrorizing the everything, who has a magical charm that will cure curses, and, you know, also it would be nice if he wasn't, you know, terrorizing the everything. So your quest is to go and find this, you know, MacGuffin that you're supposed to get. It's called the Salamander Cross. Huh.
I think you might have misspoke. I thought I heard you say vampire something, but I'm pretty sure you meant vampire salamander, right?
No, the manual's very clear, very explicit about what it is that you're fighting.
Just not about what you are.
Yeah. Well, the game claims that I'm a lizard right now, which I find dubious on account of, you know, the fire and the lava bathing.
I love how you still look so determined even when you're cute.
Alright, so now we're a mouse, which, you know, that makes sense. So, the lizard's superpower was being able to breathe fire, which is pretty cool. The mouse is able to, you know, stick to certain floors. Also, enjoy all of the art in this game because it's all really good.
This is fantastic artwork. We've got a couple donations. Do you have a quick moment to do those?
Absolutely.
All right, we have a $15 anonymous donation with no comment, but thank you very much, anonymous. And then we have $10 from Moonblaze Wolf, who says, "Why is this game so heckin' cute?" Also, please
So
put
good.
toward Bunny ×6 for the Morrowind character name. I do have to ask, Blaze, is that the same one that Lori did, or literally Bunny, the letter X, and the number 6? Because that's a distinction I need to make.
Alright, so once again, if it seems like I'm going a little bit quiet, it's because I'm having to keep track of every hit, every action from enemies to know exactly what's going to happen.
As a mouse, is your hitbox smaller than it was as a salamander?
It is. It's half the size, which is pretty nice.
And correct me if I'm wrong, you are currently off Manip, right?
Well, I am not on the world record manip, but I know exactly where I am in the RNG, so I'm still manipulating what's going on. And there's actually a hit that I will not be taking here. As a result, we are now back on the same seed that I expect to be on in a world record attempt run.
So what all affects what seed you're on? Is it just damage taken? What is it?
Damage taken, drops produced, damage dealt. Oh, and there are certain sprites that, as long as they exist at all, also tick the RNG. So, for anybody who has questions about this run, I'm coming up on the longest boss fight in the game. So now's a good time to get them posted in chat. Because we're gonna get real cozy in here while I punch a zombie dragon in the face. Really, just it feels like a million times.
So, we do have a question from chat. How did you find the proper seed for RNG in this game?
So, this game is, this is an SMS game. And the nice thing about SMS games is a lot of them didn't really have any way to set the seed. Which means that we always start with the same seed in this game, which is quite nice. It just means that now I have to start routing out my exact actions that I'll take. And through, way more pen and paper work than I care to admit, I found the drops that I care about in the most optimal possible places, and just started mapping it out and came up with the manipulation. The hardest part, honestly, was a couple of these boss fights like this one. You can do either 8, 4, or 2 damage, and getting rid of all the 2s is just real fun. It's fun. It's great.
So does this same route work on the original SMS game as well?
It doesn't. And the reason that it doesn't is because the enemy placements and some of their behaviors were a little bit changed, just to help cope with the fact that, you know, this was a 4x3 game, obviously, and now it's running 16x9. So sprites get loaded at different times, and their AI scripts, as a result, run just a little bit differently if you don't have them corrected.
Also, chat asks, are we a fish now?
We are a fish. Before, our superpower was being able to stick to walls. Now our superpower is that we can swim, which I guess is kind of normal for a fish.
Wish I could swim.
I guess we do have a sword and shield, so that makes us fairly exceptional as fish go.
I can't tell if Girl is determined or just very upset about all these transformations.
Yeah, it's not entirely clear. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and start explaining a glitch that's going to be coming up. So, this was an SMS game, and the SMS did not have a particularly powerful CPU. By the way, I can go in lava now because I just bought Dragon Mail. You know, like you do. Anyway, SMS game, not a powerful CPU. And it turns out... Cool. It turns out that, that conditionals are kind of expensive. So it only checks whether or not you've left liquid whenever you press the jump button, which is how you swim.
Oh dear.
So I mentioned before, one of the updates that they made to this game was that it no longer runs at 30 frames per second, it now runs at 60. Unfortunately, that means that you have to be really quite good at mashing for that trick to work.
And now we're a burb.
Yeah, now we're a bird. You know, like you do.
I was gonna say that you were a flying fish, but now you're just flying, so.
Yeah.
Another question from chat. Where'd it go? Was the gender select option in the original, or is that only in the remake?
No, that's only in the remake. I am just slightly short of replacing that boomerang that I threw away carelessly. Well, we'll pick it up on the way back. So anyway, it might be a little bit obvious. We've just very much sequence broke. Also, please enjoy both classic and modern birds running animation because it's the best.
How much of the game did you just sequence break?
So we've just skipped an entire dungeon, which unfortunately means that we've also skipped the form that we're supposed to have in the dungeon that I'm about to go through. And it'll be, well, I'm super duper not supposed to be here yet. At least not with my current equipment. Everything is a one-hit kill, which is, you know, not stressful. But in the next area, most things will be a one-hit kill as well. That's okay, we have a really good sword.
Yeah, in speedrunning, the best defense is a good offense, and the best offense is a good offense. So just
That's
have
right.
good offense.
And also we're loaded now, so that's kind of cool too. Now's a really good time to talk about how we might be able to donate to charity.
If absolutely, if you are enjoying the marathon and you're liking what you're seeing, down below the stream you'll see our Extra Life panel, big green donate button. Click on that. All the money supports Children's Miracle Network hospitals through Extra Life, and would mean a great deal to us and the children if you can help us out. We have a couple of bid wars still going on. The Sonic CD soundtrack bid war currently has no bids, so a nice easy bid war to snipe there, as well as that name war for Morrowind, and a few others involving the FF4 sprite. FF4 Zoroma sprite.
Alright, so the point of all of that was that when we were a fish, we went and we got a special item that lets us be able to break blocks. And then we did a bunch of other stuff to get the best sword in the game, which is kind of cool. My armor still sucks, though. I'm just going to point that out. So at this point, I'm supposed to be a lion, who is probably unsurprisingly a little bit hardier and a lot stronger than any of the characters that I have available to me so far.
Psst, chat, now's the time to post lion emotes, just because we didn't get to see it in game.
The lion will make an appearance later, don't worry.
Okay, well,
But
still.
for right now,
post
we're a
lion.
mouse. And soon we're going to be a fish. Actually, before I pick that up, I'm going to take an intentional potion. Owie. But I do need the money in here. Oh, hey, a potion.
I'd say that was convenient, but I feel like that might have been planned.
What? No. There we go. Alright, so this is without a doubt the hardest part of the game.
Chat just asked if this just turned into the original Ninja Gaiden, and I will correct them that this is actually Finja Gaiden.
I hate it. Thank you.
You're welcome.
That potion was definitely your fault.
I accept
That
this
one wasn't.
responsibility. The First for Life team didn't know I was such a punster when they decided to let me host.
Alright, so this upcoming boss fight. There's a secret room here, by the way. This upcoming boss fight, I'm supposed to be doing 32 damage per swing. Just, you know, keep that in mind. So, obviously, the name of the game here is just completely stun-locking this boss. Never letting the animations play out the way that they're meant to.
Yay, Burb is back.
Yes.
So speaking of Burb, when you did the sequence break, did it just expect you to be Bird on that screen? Is that how that worked?
Yes, so that screen was a bonus area put into the game by the developers called an unknown. Basically, they are challenge areas that are much harder than any of the normal game. And there's one for each of the different forms that you get. And it forces you into those forms, so you can prove to the developers, hey, I know what I'm doing. But now we've legitimately unlocked everything. You know, never mind the fact that we sort of skipped one of the requirements for unlocking one of the characters. That's fine.
I have concerns about how that bird just opened that door mid-flight.
Don't worry about it. It's fine. That's how birds open doors. So the Tasmanian sword allows you to change your form without going into those special rooms that we normally have to go through in order to change. Which is handy, you know, if you're speedrunning. Oh, there we go.
I feel like these walls are just merely suggestions.
So, there were some interesting optimizations in the original game. Because, you know, this was an SMS game. They had to reuse a lot of stuff. And as a result, several of the rooms that were meant to have stairs in them ended up with this little hole instead. You know, like you do.
Makes sense.
Now, normally you wouldn't really be able to tell that that's the case, because you're not supposed to be able to access these areas with the mouse. Alright. Coming up on the final boss. There we go. Time is coming up as soon as I collect the salamander. Time.
GG, Tina.
All right, and so now, as you can see, this is the bad ending. The good ending was at the very start of the game, but now we end up back in human form. So that's, you know, I'm happy. I'm happy that the character's happy.
It's kind of the opposite of what we want in 2019, though.
It's true. Yeah, I'm a little bit scared to ask. Where did we come in?
2927 is what I see.
Unfortunate.
Underestimate.
Yeah. You always want to see a better run than you had. So, but hopefully more important than anything else is that hopefully people enjoyed.
Hey, let us know, chat. Did you enjoy the run? I think chat's on your side.
And here's the thing, what's even more important than that, though, is that we help out some sick kids. And I'm not sure, do you know a way that we could help out some sick kids?
I think I might. So...
Oh man, tell us about it.
If you look below the stream, you'll see a big green donate button. If you can click on that, it'll take you to our Extra Life page where you can donate. I think I actually have something here that might help me out. Oh yeah, yeah, there we go. Micah got me in chat. You can also click on that link, or if you'd like, you can also just go to the bit.ly link that's in the top left-hand corner of the overlay. Donate. If you do exclamation point incentives in chat, there's a list of incentives you can put your donation towards, or if you just want it to go, you know, towards helping out the children without necessarily bidding on a war, you're free to do that as well. and we are 52% to our 5,000 goal. And that 5,000 goal is actually 1/10 of the team's 2019 goal of $50,000. So everything that we do is for Extra Life as far as raising donations. So we really, really appreciate every little bit you can give.
Yeah, that's wild. Thank you everyone who's been donating so far, and thank you everybody who will donate, because I think that there's not much better that somebody could do than help out, kids who don't deserve the situation that they're in, who need help.
Yeah, absolutely. And if you're not in a position where you can donate, don't worry. Don't put yourself into bankruptcy for it. You can also help out by just spreading the word, letting your friends know, letting your viewers know if you're a streamer. Just let them know.
Hanging out, being cool in chat.
Yeah, just hanging out helps out too. So just contribute the way that you can, and we appreciate every little bit of it.